round two, Bill, much improved, but they need to put the finishing touches to their attack here tonight.
Chris Kendall is the referee, and his video ref is Jack Smith, and Saints will get us underway at a pounding, totally wicked stadium. Leeds' first touch of the ball. Darrell Alfords looked around for somebody to help him. They'd all gone.
Under pressure virtually from the kickoff, but what about this atmosphere, lads? I'm getting all nostalgic here. This reminds me of being at Knowsley Road. Loud, baying for blood, getting right behind the Saints side.
Open square! Wait, Conrad, go.
A few more creature comforts here than there were at Knowsley Road. It has to be said.
It was a grand old lady, wasn't it?
We loved it. We loved it.
Yeah, Mac has got in.
But it's Cameron Smith and Leeds Rhinos who have first touch of the ball here tonight. And David Fusadua is brought down by Tommy Makinson back in the side tonight after a concussion absence last time out. Picked up a head injury in that World Club Challenge game against Penrith. Still managed to make his contribution before he left the field.
We just saw from Leeds, you know, John Wells has just alluded to a fact that Conrad Hull's lateral movement's not great. Well, Leeds looking to exploit that already, moving the ball to their left and really testing Conrad Hull here early.
And here is Makinson.
Right side,
And first penalty of the game. Leeds just too keen.
Hangover. We've been discussing whether St Helens would feel the pace and effect of the last couple of weeks. Well, they've started with intensity, straight from the kickoff, snatched Leeds Rhinos 2 metres away from their own line, and Leeds trying to attempt to keep up with them have given a penalty away.
And that's what Saints do. They set a level of intensity that demands the opposition to get up to their level. That's been the difference between this St Helens team and many other teams. It's work rate, it's effort, it's intensity, led by Paul Wellens and his team.
Matautia just juggling that ball. The former Samoa and Australian international. Now there's Joey Lussick starting the game tonight. Wormsley, who has caused havoc against Leeds down the years, plays the ball bang in front of those posts. First opportunity for the Saints. First charge from Curtis Sirenen, who is just driven back. Referee calls held. He's still going. He's going to have to play the ball. But Leeds managing to just eat up a few seconds there. Lussick, back it comes.
Space for.
Here is Wellsby, short pass for Percival. Percival runs into the clutches of the Leeds defenders. 5th tackle. And they'll maybe look for a little grubber kick. The ball ricochets and just beats Morgan Knowles.
Beautiful
Myler
kick.
breathes a sigh of relief.
Beautiful kick, running sideways, weighs it to perfection.
Myler's slip nearly cost him, didn't it? Kick was just too strong, but Lewis Dodd, so subtle with his short kicking game. And look, he was injured all of last year. Bringing him back in this St Helens team is just a pleasure for Paul Wellens to have that asset come back into your team. He'll really contribute hugely to this side this year.
Move off the ball! Square!
The Catalan Dragons have made an impressive start to the season. They've made an impressive job tonight against Hull FC, beating them 38 points to 6. I don't think many people saw that one coming. Some people even tipped Hull for an away win. But not to be. And Catalan 3 from 3 as well. And here goes Aidan Caesar, maybe with a point to prove. Cameron Smith and Leeds giving the ball a little bit of width to Ash Hanley, and Hanley spinning, managing to stay in the field of play. Oh, they almost made a hash of that. Reece Martin's pass is snapped up by Makinson.
And that was much better from Conrad Hull. We focused on him being aggressive and maybe being out of position. Well, he was just passive, just patient. Cameron Smith, as he moved the ball right to left, Conrad Hull found a really nice spot.
Leeds cannot afford to give possession like that against the champions.
But they'll be encouraged. They'll be encouraged by what a little bit of ball movement's doing. It's certainly taking yards, but you're right, Bill. They've got to be ruthless off the back of it. They can't be just making flippant errors.
It is a similar story to last night, isn't it? We watched Warrington and Salford. Salford tried to pass the way around what is a big, massive, huge Warrington side, and it looks similar to what Leeds Rhinos are trying to do tonight.
Conrad Hurrell making an impact against his former club. Lomax hoists the kick. Myler is underneath it, and Myler goes to ground quickly. as Matty Lees arrived at a rate of knots.
You wouldn't want to be a player playing against St Helens that's looking up, because you've got to keep your eyes on that ball, knowing that either Morgan Knowles or Matty Lees are absolutely going to clean you out as soon as you've caught it.
He doesn't get a lot of headlines, Matty Lees, but he does a lot of the really hard work that allows Alex Walmsley and other players to really take advantage of that. I think he's been incredible.
Manny McDonald playing the ball. Here is Darrell Alforts. Hull KR is 6-0 up early on against Lee Leopards.
Alex Walmsley.
Jared O'Connor starting tonight's game. One of the changes that Rowan Smith has made. O'Connor picked to start the game. Cruz Leeming coming from the bench. Interesting, that one.
Yeah, such a bad end to a set there, Bill, for Leeds. Look, they keep turning the ball over 30-40 metres out from the St Helens line. Look, it's just an unstructured last play. At this stage in the game, find a kick, really pin St Helens back, and then front load all of your energy into defence and restricting their yardage.
Bill, I know the question you were asking. I think Jared O'Connor's a willing soldier, isn't he? He will service Caesar, Blake Austin, and in turn they will find Richie Myler and some of those flash players on the edges. Cruz Leeming's a smart player in his own right. So perhaps to bring those two players, Caesar and Austin, in the game, it just needs somebody to hand the ball on and do his job to a good standard.
Yeah, and also Leeming just be fresh. Jared O'Connor can absorb big contacts here.
Oh, intercept from Hanley, and Hanley's going to take them on, and Lussick makes the tackle, and a good job he did as well. But a little bit of carelessness from the Saints there.
Yeah, it was. They're just trying to force it down that short side. Johnny Lomax double pumped again, and Ash Hanley was just all over it, Bill.
Here is Nenny McDonald, the PNG international. Stood out for them in the World Cup last year. Jared O'Connor, Blake Austin, on it goes to Reece Martin, another PNG international. Curtis Sirenen making the tackle on him. Sirenen missed the game against the Castleford Tigers. Here is Tom Holroyd. Notable absence for Leeds tonight. No Sam Lusoni. Understand from Jenna on the sidelines that he's been ill during the week. Little kick ahead. Alforts is chasing, and across comes Welsby.
It's a nice kick, a nice chase. And he has no option, Bennison. And it was the fullback, Richie Myler. We talk about the spine of Leeds Rhinos, not quite clicking so far. Well, Myler, Austin and Caesar hardly played at all together in 2022. So building and forging those bonds and relationships on the go.
Yeah, without doubt. And just a big play there from Jack Welsby. Read the play, and he covers ground so well. See a bit of a clash of heads here. Sione Matautia, one of the Leeds players on the deck. Sione Matautia's getting patched up by doctors Simon Perrott and Nathan Mill. And there's so many of these contacts in the game of rugby league. It's
Caesar, is it? Rowan Smith,
I think,
looking unconcerned.
Yeah, it is Aidan Caesar. Paul Wellens will be looking on. Look, Sione Matautia has been incredible for St Helens. Really led the way in terms of effort and intensity. You know, he applied himself so well since he's come over here. Great to see Aidan Caesar on his feet. These clashes happen, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do. Matautia, you're right to talk about him, but Curtis Sirenen.
Wow, what a game.
He's gone to another level. He was immense in the week before against St George.
Well,
unreal.
Immense to the extent that one or two NRL clubs thought, we want him back.
Where's he been? Let's get him back.
He's really found his feet, hasn't he, in the last sort of 6 months, including the grand final. Thought he had a great game in the grand final. Caught up with his dad in the off-season.
Was that nice?
Paul Sirenen, yeah, it was delightful at this very ground.
Matautia is back on his feet, but Caesar is going to have to leave the field, presumably for a head injury assessment. Of course, he missed the grand final. And meanwhile, Sione Matautia has been sent to the sin bin as a result of that challenge, which has seen Aidan Caesar leave the field. He left the field and missed the grand final because of a concussion.
Yeah, Paul Wellens will be disappointed with that. It just gives Leeds an opportunity, and we see the contact here. Sione Matautia is hunting hard, so hard from the middle, and he's whiplashed Aidan Caesar. They're trying to outlaw this, get it out of the game as he's passed.
Can't have too many complaints with that, Wilco, can it?
No, it's late. it's a little bit reckless and it's not needed. So Sione Matauti has already applied pressure there to Aidan Caesar. He's made his presence felt. He doesn't need to follow through with it.
He served 4 suspensions last season, Sione Matauti. He's just on the line, isn't he?
You have to be. You have to be on the line, Bill. You have to be, but that's wrong, and he's right to be off the field here.
Now then, here's Justin Sangare, who's come off the bench for Leeds with Caesar off the field. And on the back of the penalty, maybe Leeds an opportunity for a bit of creation here. Here is Blake Austin. A good shot from Matty Leeds, though, to make the tackle on Tetevano. And down the short side goes Martin, and Martin is rolled over.
Held up.
Big tackle. Big tackle from Johnny Lomax and Jack Wellesby. Tommy Makerton maybe had a hand in it as well.
He did a similar thing last week as well against Castleford. I know Castleford bombed a try with Niall Evans dropping the ball, but he kept his side in the game early on, Wellesby.
And so often in that situation, players like Johnny Lomax, you try and hit somebody and stop them. Well, you're best sometimes absorbing it and just taking them over line with you, very much like Johnny Lomax did there.
Yeah, Bill, Caesar's gone off, and they've put Cameron Smith in the half-backs, Leeds. That's the reason Big Sangare is on.
And they're bang in front of those posts, about 10 metres out now. And here is Myler. Myler, short pass, and it's straight into Lussick's hands.
That's how you do it, Bill. Matty Lees, inside pressure, forces a mistake.
Exactly right, Barry. If you're going to put pressure on, get your timing right, and really make sure you execute that very well. The difference between Matty Lees' effort here, bang, and Sione Matauti's is a fraction of a second. The difference is a yellow card or a great challenge.
Makinson on the receiving end from Holroyd. Lee Leopards have pounced back. Hull KR 6, Lee 6, the scoreline.
Lovely stuff, Bill.
No,
lovely.
terrible.
It's better.
It's Curtis Sirinen.
Surrender!
Just inside that Leeds 40 now. Lomax. And here is Conrad Hurrell. Still marching, Conrad Hurrell. He was marching on together at Leeds, and now he's marching in with the Saints. Dodd hoists a kick. Fusitua is underneath it. Wellesby arrives to make the tackle.
It's an accurate kick from Dodd. It just is 5 metres out and 5 metres in from the sideline, and that just allows your defence to be aggressive. And this is where St Helens really pride themselves on tightening up and being aggressive and taking yards. Now Leeds will, I believe, try and move the ball as they do here.
Leeds giving it some width, and Nene McDonald showing a bit of pace here. McDonald's got Myler inside him. Myler is being chased down. Here goes Hanley. Hanley, has he got the... Oh, the step! He certainly has. What a try that is from Leeds. One end of the field to the other. Saints swarming in defence to try and stop them. They could not do that. And Nene McDonald paved the way for that wonderful try. Ash Hanley's first of the season. Breathtaking stuff from Leeds. It's what they're going to have to do tonight.
They're going to have to chance their arm and throw this ball around. Wonderful skills. And a fair bit of pace as well from Nene McDonald. He skins Bennison, the winger. Times the pass beautifully to Myler, who makes the right decision. Bang, left foot step, and Ash Hanley. Well, what confidence they'll gain from that try. 10 metres away from their own line. It's pass, break.
Yeah, and we said
great execution.
Yeah, and St Helens love to tighten up, and they love to just chew metres off you with how they defend and be aggressive. Well, there's a way to combat that, and that's to move the ball. And Leeds have consistently moved the ball. Ash Hanley, what a left foot step. Beautiful from Ash Hanley.
Well, the last time Leeds beat Saints, 2018, 28 points to 20. Ash Hanley got 2 tries. Early days, but they've got the first points on the board, and Rhys Martin will surely add on the extras here. And the small contingents of Leeds supporters who've made the journey tonight, delighted by what they've seen from their side.
Yeah, look, and if we just slow it down here, how tight St Helens are. Too tight, 2 passes, then roll it on. Fantastic from Leeds to spot how tight St Helens were. Fantastic support from Richie Myler. And then Ash Hanley, too good with his left foot.
What a finish.
Great piece of play from Leeds, spotting St Helens tight. Ash Hanley right to celebrate.
What a finish from Ash Hanley. Of course, he's come over from the other side. He's playing on the left wing. I can recall him scoring a hat-trick in 2015, home and away against St Helens. He loves playing against the Red V. Is that the sign of things to come, or have they just poked the beast?
We'll see.
Could well have done. Meanwhile, Hull Kingston Rovers have gone back in front, 12-6.
Wait. Go on.
Here is Tom Holroyd. Strong start to the season from the 22-year-olds. Now then, Justin Sangari, lovely ball over the top, finds Hanley again. This time he can't outstep them, but he can find Cameron Smith, and Smith gives it on to Austin. Austin sells the dummy. It's with Darrell Alforts now, crossing the field. Alforts looking for a gap in that Saints defensive line, and then pops the ball out wide to Rhys Martin. Martin cuts back in field, bumps off one man. It's with Jared O'Connor. O'Connor eventually is stopped, but they're about 10 metres away from this Saints line now. This cavalier approach from the Rhinos is paying off. Myler, the ball ricochets off a Saints defender. The referee says play on.
Oh, Saints are really under the pump here. Leeds are playing hot. They're moving the ball, they're offloading the ball, they're challenging St Helens to make some good decisions defensively, and they've really found Saints' defence wanting here.
What a signing. He's been Justin Sangare from Toulouse. It was his offload over the top that began all that. And you're right, players pushing up with a fearlessness that we haven't seen so far in 2023.
Let's go down to the sideline and hear from Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, just on a couple of those replays of Ash Hanley's try, you'll notice at the away stand, there's plenty of space there. I just want to maybe come back to me, Bill.
Yeah, because Conrad Hurrell is away. Hurrell, there's no sidestepping from Conrad Hurrell. And Hurrell gets the pass away to Welsby, and Welsby is eventually brought down. Cameron Smith and Ash Hanley doing the tackling, and Hanley is first there.
Whoa.
Not square. It was a brave effort.
Not square at marker.
It was worth a try.
It was. He's not square at marker.
He's side by side.
He's claiming he's got a legitimate go at that ball, but clearly both players in the Leeds shirt, I'm not sure what colour that is.
Oh, well, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's teal.
Teal.
Because
both players in the teal shirts were side by side.
And I know that because I got a telling off from a Leeds supporter for just calling it blue.
Well, at least that's the only telling off you got, Bill. I've got a few worse than that.
There, mate. Let's go.
Big break from St Helens, though. You know, that could have been heartbreaking for Leeds. You go down one end, score, applying pressure, looking good, and then Saints just with a breakaway. Huge defensive effort needed here from Leeds.
Walmsley wrestling his way towards that Leeds line, tangling up with Cameron Smith. Lussick, back it goes, and here comes Matty Lees now, the other front rower, storming towards that Leeds line. The Rhinos desperately backtracking now. Lussick! And Joey Lussick has just picked Leeds' pockets. Or has he? Chris Kendall going to the video ref.
I have a try. Just make sure there's no double movement, please.
Tackle 2, we've got a try. We're just checking the double movement, please. Have the first angle at full speed, please.
No, mate, just double movement.
Angle. Yeah, full speed, please. That front angle. Lussick's in possession. Thank you. I've seen all the angles I need.
No doubt about it. Jack Smith, a quick look at that. And Joey Lussick and the Saints have hit straight back, courtesy of that storming run from Conrad Hurrell that put him in this position. And then Lussick, his second consecutive start in the absence of James Roby, gets the try that gets Saints off the mark.
Yeah, and it was Jack Welsby nearly barging over Ash Hanley. Desperate measures, just beating Johnny Lomas the ball. It wasn't square. And look, that's a weak decision from Cameron Smith. It's a poor decision from Cameron Smith. He's on his own at marker. He leaves Tetabano absolutely stranded. It's just a lazy piece of defensive play there from Cam Smith. And Joey Lussick, Barry, he's a master at that.
I've written down before the game, he's always looking to go from 9.
Tommy Makinson converts 6 points apiece. And it's been a novel experience briefly for Paul Wellens, watching Saints in arrears for the first time during his brief reign. Hasn't lasted long.
Well, they know with players like Joey Lussick that they've got a chance, and he'd try that 99 times out of 100. He's always looking to get over the line. 2-3 metres, he's lethal.
Let's go back to Jenna.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Aiden Caesar has passed his head injury assessment. Just a word on the atmosphere. I can tell you it's incredible. It's loud down here. St Helens have sold 17,000 tickets. Capacity is just over 18,000, and that's despite the away end looking fairly empty. But, yeah, the atmosphere incredible as Aiden Caesar's about to come back on for the Leeds Rhinos.
That's good news for Leeds. Thanks, Jenna. And here is Alex Wormsley now.
It's good news for St Helens, Bill. You look at the crowd, and we're obviously sampling the atmosphere. Great rugby league team. Well, it's inspiring kids in the town to buy rugby league shirts, not just football ones.
Yeah,
Lewis Dodds.
Yeah, Matautia back on as well, Bill. Let's not forget Saints have been down to 12 men for that period. Matautia, huge influence on how St Helens defend. Let's see how they go with Caesar and Matautia back on there.
And they're going to let Conrad Hurrell loose again. This time he manages to... Hang on a minute, the penalty is awarded because there's a ball still. I thought I was going to say they managed to stop him, but there was some skullduggery involved.
Yeah. Reece Martin, look, he's a difficult character to tackle. Reece Martin just keeps hold of the ball. Conrad Hurrell so strong, pulls away. And he's laughing. He's a cheeky fella, isn't he, Conrad Hurrell?
I imagine he's one of those players, you want to be physical on him, but you can't be that physical because he's just smiling and laughing at you, isn't it?
Well, here comes Wormsley now on the charge. And Saints stung by that Leeds try from Ash Hanley. They've hit back 6 points apiece. And Lewis Dodds. Here is Sione Matautia back on the field. In his third St Helens season.
Line, wait, go to.
Lussick,
Space,
Lomax, Percival comes carving back infield. One swatted aside, two swatted aside. Austin eventually gets hold of him, and then Percival lobs the ball back to Conrad Hurrell, and Hurrell,
move, Jared!
bustling, rumbling, gets a bit closer. Then Lees tries a charge. 4 tackles gone. He's held just short. Wormsley's winding up, but no, back it comes. Little step from Dodd, little step, great try. Oh, Saints have been roused. And they have hit the front. Great footwork. And celebrations as the World Club champions assert their authority here. First try of the season for Lewis Dodd.
There's no fluke about what Dodd does. He cuts a really sharp angle. He wants to drag big men away. Here's where the possession and the field position come from. Reece Martin has a go at that ball. He's been impressive, hasn't he, Conrad Hurrell? But look at the angle he sets off at. He knows that big Justin Sangare, as soon as that ball and player look like they've gone past him, he's just going to check his step a little bit and conserve some energy. And that's where that left foot step comes in. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's set it up. Sangare's bought it. And the St Helens side have another try.
Yeah, Lewis Dodds, hero of the World Club Challenge victory against Penrith Panthers with that first ever drop goal. Here is Tommy Makinson, and Makinson 2 from 2 for him. Saints ahead by 12 points to 6. They missed Lewis Dodd last season.
Yeah, and it's all about this man, Lewis Dodd. And I just want us to, when Lewis Dodd gets the ball here, really slow this down. If we roll this on from this point here, Justin Sangare stood in the line. He's too tight. There's not a lot happening. But what we see when this clip comes off, Lewis Dodd stepping off his left-hand side and catching Justin Sangare too tight.
So that's illusion, or was it, of Leeds maybe threatening Saints has been very, very quickly extinguished.
Well, this is what St Helens do, don't they? They absorb pressure. Talked last night in that game, Warrington-Salford, absorbing and being able to apply pressure. St Helens with everything to gain. It's a wonderful atmosphere. It's a party in their name, but they've got the small matter of getting the 2 points and the win. But there's a long way to go.
Here is Lussick, Dodd and Mark Percival in his testimonial season. And playing the ball on that Leeds 40-metre line, and Lomax hoists a kick. Myler, his eyes focused on the ball. Dodd was first there, but it's Mataugia who makes the tackle on the Leeds full-back. Here is Darrell Alfords.
And Leeds can't go away from what's worked for them actually in this opening exchange. They're 12-6 down here, but moving the ball and challenging St Helens to move laterally is really working for them. And it's easy when you get tired. 22 minutes into the game, you start to get fatigued and you just get away from your game plan. I really encourage Leeds to stick with that.
Fusitu'a playing the ball. Here is Zane Tetevano. Started the season at loose forward in the round one game, but he's been back in the prop position as Cameron Smith weaves his way across the field and then crosses the halfway line. That's the 5th tackle. And Austin, he can get some height on the ball, doesn't get great distance on that one. And Caesar is underneath it, and Caesar puts a little kick in, and Reece Martin gathers, and Martin will roll over the line and surely get the try.
Are we all right with onside, offside?
Real opportunist play from Leeds there, but the referee hasn't awarded it yet. Another call for Jack Smith, the video ref, to sort this one out.
I have a try. Just checking onside, offside from the original kick, please.
It's tackle 5, we've got a try. We'll check onside, offside, please. There's 2 kicks, so back to the first one. Pause it on the foot, please. We're going to have to have both feet behind the ball. Sangare's OK, we'll run this through. You've got O'Connor on the left, is it? So this ball comes down. Go back, please, to the original kick where the ball lands. Pause on the foot. Right. O'Connor to the left is offside. Let's run this through, please. Is anybody in a position for the ball and waiting for the ball? Right, nobody's waiting for that ball, so we're OK to carry on. C is now on the 2nd kick, so everyone's onside from this. Something close in on that. Let's take a possession clean. Reece Martin breaks that tackle and maintains possession of the ball. And the ball is grounded. Thank you.
Leeds hit back, and talk about an opportunist effort that was. Aidan Caesar with the kick, and Reece Martin capitalising on it to claim his first try of the season. Just turned 30 years of age as the Leeds Rhinos goal kicker. That's where the majority of the 638 points, 640 points now it is, I think, that he's come up with. Majority have been successful kicks at goal. But that's quieted things down at the Totally Wicked Stadium after a spell of dominance from Saints, which saw them turn the scoreline round from 6-0 to 12-10. Reece Martin now with this to convert his own try to bring Leeds level.
Cheers, lad.
Magic kick from Reece Martin, but Leeds, Saints were in the ascendancy, everything's going great, but sometimes you just need somebody to make an effort when other people out around them aren't. You see Alex Walmsley walking, he's 1.5 meters away from the kick. Lewis Dodd could have probably got there, but Aidan Caesar had the presence of mind to just keep chasing, and then Reece Martin with great wheels and great pace to outrun a centre in Conrad Hurrell. But it's all about the chase, all about the catch from Aiden Caesar, and then the subtle kick off his left foot. Great finish from Martin.
Prior to the match, our studio guest Paul Sculthorpe said 6 and 7, Caesar and Austin need to dominate this game. They need to be involved, where they combined perfectly. Austin kicked for Caesar. Caesar's delicate kick was picked up, and the advantage and the opportunity was taken by Rhys Martin. Good signs.
Here is Justin Sangare. Wakefield 0, Huddersfield 0 is the half-time score.
Enthralling stuff.
Must be.
Can be good.
Here is Aiden Caesar. Caesar is quickly stopped. And the tackle from Sione Matautia. Leeds, of course, don't have a great recent record here. Lost on their last 7 visits to this stadium. But they're level here as Rhys Martin puts the kick in, but it's comfortably into the hands of Tommy Makinson, who then sends Wellesby away.
Move, Jared! With me, boys, go on.
Lomax, and here is Makinson again.
Move, Justin! Jared with me.
Super League's top point scorer last year, Tommy Makinson. Now then, here is James Bell. He's had a good start to the season, Bell.
Different player to Morgan Knowles. Morgan Knowles gets the effort areas right, really aggressive and physical. And then Bell can come on and can move the ball. Subtle differences to his style of play to Morgan Knowles, but certainly look to get his hands on the ball with James Bell.
Lou McCarthy Scarsbrook on the field as well for the Saints. Here is Curtis Sirenen now. Set up Jack Wellesby's try in that World Club Challenge victory. Down the short side they go with Lomax. Lomax trying to wrong foot Rhys Martin. Martin gets a hold of him. That was on the last. That will be the turnover. Leeds defending that well.
Leeds pushed up and almost put themselves in the attacking line. That's the reason Lomax kept hold of it, took the tackle. It's not a bad place to hand the ball over, but it's perhaps not in the manner they would desire.
Yeah, and it's almost sometimes better than forcing a kick, it going dead. It's a tap 20, and if you're 5 metres out, just settle for it.
Oh, what an error, what a calamity, and what a gift that is for Lewis Dodds. Oh, dearie me, they've done the hard part. They've stopped Saints' progress, and then they gifted them that. Second of the game for Lewis Dodd. He can hardly believe his luck.
That's because Leeds are using the ball, shifting it wide in an attempt to find some space. Rowan Smith, well, his attitude is to play anyway, but when you're playing against a rush defence, and when I talk about a rush defence, there's no time before you're catching the ball and you're getting tackled. There's obviously a mix-up between the guy that passes it, Austin, and the angle that Darrell Alforts runs in an attempt to catch it, but that's a good try from an alert defence. It's a defensive win.
Miscommunication, and it's a gift for Dodd. It's just a gift for Dodd. Austin and Alforts need to be better, but Lewis Dodd, credit St Helens with how aggressive they were, how good their line speed was. This is a small fellow, Lewis Dodd, fantastic from him.
And Makinson takes on 2 more points. It's hard enough coming here to start with, but then when you give Saints points like that...
I don't know why Darrell Alforts decided he needed to cut underneath.
It was so late. The decision to change your line's late. Austin's like, mate, where are you going? What are you doing?
We've seen a couple of line breaks, and Nene McDonald was the line break that resulted in the try for Ash Hanley. But why go so tight in? Why go to the teeth of the defence?
Well, that's the risk of moving the ball. We've said they had success from it, Barry. And one of the unintended consequences of moving the ball more is there's more errors. It's just that errors cost them.
18-12, Saints Leeds. And Leeds have to do it all again now. Their last victory over Saints came actually here 5 years ago. March the 16th, 2018 it was. 28-20 the scoreline. 18-12 the scoreline here tonight.
Jared, here. Go for.
And Saints embarking on their quest for 5 in a row. Here is Bell.
5.
5th tackle.
Go 5.
And Lomax, little kick down the short side. Myler is there.
I mean, that's the third or fourth time Saints have finished in that spot, and it makes it difficult for Leeds to just get out of their end. And this is the grind that St Helens and really good sides in the history of rugby league get you into.
Hanley trying to get him out of that corner. Now here's Nenny McDonald. Saints have been warned about his pace already tonight, setting up that Hanley try.
Nice and quick, Louis.
Jared O'Connor.
5. Movement. Nice and quick,
Little
Louis.
run from the Leeds shooting star of 2022, Jared O'Connor, as Austin puts a kick in, drills it towards Makinson, but it sits up nicely for the Saints winger, who comes across the field and then links up with his fullback, who slips the clutches and then loses possession.
Well, stripped. He's got it back, Bill. Stripped from Jack Wellesby.
Everything's going their way.
Well, it is, but
It's got to be a knock-on somewhere.
Yeah.
The ball propels out and it hits the floor.
Yeah, I'm not fussed about that. I just want to celebrate St Helens finishing in the right part of the field. And then what they do is the receiver kick on the 30-40 metre line. And they're now over and into the Leeds half. And that's the process that Paul Wellens and his team just pride themselves on doing. Christian Wolff is the same, Justin Holbrook the same.
Quick hands, and the ball reaches Conrad Hurrell. And Hurrell immovable despite the attention of the Leeds defenders. Now then, here's the Scottish international James Bell.
Stand free. Wait, James, don't go
3 tackles gone. Lussick, Lewis Dodd. On it comes to Matautia.
4.
Nenny McDonald has him all wrapped up. That's 4 tackles. And about 10 metres out, Lomax.
5.
Lou McCarthy, Scarsbrook.
Hit the line. Go 5.
Storming onto that ball, Bell. Lomax, little kick from Lomax, and Percival was chasing. Just couldn't get there in time. And Leeds breathe a sigh of relief.
Similar to the one that we saw last night, difference being, I think it touched Ryan Brearley just on the chest. Richie Marlin manages to keep out of the way of it, and a relieving tap 20 and 6 again here for St Helens, for Leeds.
Here's David Fusitua, try scorer against Hull last week, his first of the season. Here is Darrell Alforts.
2. Move, Curtis.
He's gone on the score sheet as well this season, round 1 try scorer for Leeds. Cameron Smith, likewise a try scorer already this season. And Smith smuggles that ball out. Austin, Caesar trying to burst through. Dodd clinging on to his shins. Nenny McDonald runs into and away from Dodd and then comes back. Finds Caesar. Zane Tetivano now. They're 35 metres out of Leeds. It's with Caesar again. Caesar, the ball is batted on and it went forwards. Myler trying to keep it going.
They were hurried into that pass, weren't they? You can see the little tip on, Caesar taking it to the line. Head down, and those big broad shoulders. And that Conrad Hurrell, they're going to clean somebody out at some point. He hits people, he hits them hard, he misses as many times as he hits.
Yeah, and I think Ron Smith will be saying, I'm not too concerned. That's the situation they want to create. They want to draw Conrad Hurrell out the line. Richie Myler, if anything, Aiden Caesar maybe takes it 1 or 2 steps just too far, puts Richie Myler under a bit of pressure.
I think there's a reason for Aiden Caesar. I've noticed in 33 minutes he's run more with the ball.
Percival's lost the ball, and Nenny McDonald has picked it up. Mistake from the Saints. And can Leeds capitalise? Coming up to 34 minutes of this contest.
6 again.
McDonald slowly to his feet, and set restart signalled. So big opportunity. Here is James Donaldson coming off the bench for Leeds. Referee calls held. Bell clinging on to him. Blake Austin. Austin short pass for Reece Martin, but Martin ran straight in to Curtis Sirinen and others, who stopped his progress. Lussick there as well. But close they are to that Saints line. Here is Cameron Smith. Smith, a bit of hesitation from him. Change of direction. Takes it back virtually to where it came from. They've lost ground there of Leeds. 3 tackles gone. Jared O'Connor looking. fires the pass out to Austin. Austin for Donaldson. Donaldson straightening up towards those posts. Ford, that's the fifth tackle. 4 tackles gone, I beg your pardon. Short ball. Reece Martin looking for a second. That's the 5th. Saints back on their own try line. O'Connor, the ball is back, and Fusitua can do nothing with that.
Up quick off his line, Conrad Hurrell then. If somebody had the presence of mind to keep hold of it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting it right though, because look, if he gets that wrong and it's a try, we'll point out that it's a mistake from this man, Conrad Hurrell. Like, that's what he's great at, carrying the ball. If he gets it wrong, we'll say he's out of place, he's got that wrong, but he's getting it right there. He's forced errors from Leeds.
I'm going to go back to my point about Aiden Caesar. He's run more with the ball tonight than he has in the combined metres gained in those previous 2 games.
Opportunity to hear from Leeds assistant coach Chev Walker, who joins us from the sideline. Chev, you've got to be pretty pleased with the way this first half has gone, scoreline apart.
Yeah, without a doubt, we've game planned and Saints have delivered what we thought they would. We've just undone ourselves with a little bit of concentration, but we're in, it's a game, and we've just got to keep grafting and turning up and delivering game plan and concentrate when we need to and stay committed to his day.
Because you can't come here and give Saints tries like you have done.
No, we can't. But we've got to move on past that and not dwell on it too much and just, like I say, keep playing, keep trusting the process, keep going through with it.
Chev, thanks for talking to us again.
Cheers.
Yeah, the game plan, what they're talking about, it's clearly targeting Saints' right-hand side. They're getting joy when they go there. Conrad Hall's come up with a couple of good decisions, but as you feel as the game goes on, deep into that second half, maybe there's going to be opportunities there for Leeds if they can just hang with St Helens here.
Strong run from James Donaldson. Here is Darrell Alforts, Austin, Reece Martin, Myler to Hanley skipping back infield. Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook gets a hold of him, as does Lomax, and they stop him just inside Leeds territory. 5th tackle that was. Austin, high kick downfield, safely pouched by Wellesby. Bennison,
10 metres.
John Bennison,
Go on.
a grand final try scorer he was. The 20-year-old.
Moves in. Wait, Reece. Go.
It's half-time at Hull KR, and
0.
they are ahead. KR ahead, 19 points to 12. Tight game there.
Line 0.
Saints have come up with the error.
Yeah, Tommy Makinson just steaming onto the ball as he does. Pass was just behind him, and what a chance for Leeds here. 2.5 minutes left. Saints giving them field position. Tommy Makinson, that's a rocket of a pass from dummy half to Tommy Makinson, who's flying onto that, by the way.
Here is Donaldson.
2. Movement. James with me.
He's not the biggest, but he's surely one of the bravest. James Donaldson, he got a whack. You could see his head rock back in that tackle. Hanley puts the brakes on before Hurrell arrives. Sirenen there as well. They know the threat that Ash Hanley poses.
Conrad!
Austin kicking cross field, and it's batted down and it's fumbled, and Caesar, Austin, I beg your pardon, was arriving, and ultimately there's an offside, is what Chris Kendall has found amid all of that. Austin reckoning he'd got the try.
Offside.
Well, he competes, doesn't he, Nene McDonald?
He flattens up. He flattens up, Barry. Just for the kick, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the only play that's on there. It's well read by Bennison. It's just a lottery. It's an accurate kick. Saints scramble.
Good position for Leeds here now, just before half-time.
This is a great opportunity. The Leeds fans at that end of the ground didn't like the tackle on their man Donaldson, and Donaldson didn't like it as well. Caesar, Cameron Smith stretching for that ball, and they're offside. The Saints are under a bit of pressure here.
Not spoil here. On the line, do not spoil. Wait.
Another opportunity for Leeds.
Yeah,
can they capitalise? Half-time approaching. What a boost this would be if they could find a way to draw level in this contest.
Don't go early, wait. Go.
Austin. Jared O'Connor, here is Aiden Caesar. Caesar on to Cameron Smith. Myler to Nene McDonald. McDonald is strong, but Saints are stronger.
Nice D from Saints. Matt Toff, just the patient edge on this left here from Mark Percival especially.
Here is Caesar, Cameron Smith, Reese, Tetivano, the ball goes backwards, play on, says the referee. Caesar, oh, and then Hanley can't take the pass, and Lomax pounces to make the tackle, and the chance has gone for Leeds, you reckon?
Yeah, a bit like the Hull FC game. I thought Leeds created opportunities but didn't take them. They're going to need to take the chances, and what a chance here just before half-time to do something.
Wow.
Not like that.
They are gaining
Not like
ground,
that.
St Helens, when they're defending.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Taking metres away from the ball, from the team in possession.
How many times have Leeds contributed to their own downfall? Paul Wellens and Laurent Fressineau leave the coaching box to go downstairs. It hasn't been impeccable from the Saints.